This week, I am in the throes of preparing for Lent. Ready or not, here it comes. This next Wednesday is Ash Wednesday already, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But so part of how I have been preparing for Lent this year is I was asked by our parish women's group if I could lead a reflection. It will be this evening for a pre-Lenten event for all the women of our parish, which I'm very excited about. And our parish here is called Seven Dolors. And dolors is the Latin word for sorrows. So our patron is Our Lady of Sorrows. And so we are named after the seven sorrows of Mary. If you are not familiar with them, the seven sorrows of Mary are the experiences that Mary goes through that are sorrowful, obviously, throughout her life as she journeys alongside with Jesus. And so the first one is the prophecy of Simeon, when she's told that herself, her own heart, a sword will pierce. The flight into Egypt, when Herod orders the death of all of the male boys under the age of 2, and Joseph gets told in a dream by an angel that he needs to protect his family and they have to flee to Egypt. The third one is when Mary and Joseph lose Jesus for 3 days before they find him in the temple when he's 12 years old. And then the fourth one is the carrying of the cross when Jesus is condemned to die. The fifth one is Jesus's crucifixion. The sixth one is when Jesus is taken down from the cross and Mary is given the lifeless body of her son. And we see this depicted in the very famous Michelangelo Pietà. And then the seventh and final sorrow is when Jesus is laid in the tomb. And so my reflections that I have been working on all week and really praying with and trying to prepare and ask the Lord how he wants me to talk to the women of our parish. The theme of the evening is called Seven Sorrows, One Yes. And so I'm going to start by talking about the Annunciation, which is this moment when Mary was just a teenager, unwed yet, and totally blindsided and unexpecting of this great honor that the Lord had chosen her for. She was, of course, completely undeserving. She wasn't chosen because she was perfect. She wasn't chosen because she had said the right prayers or done the right things. She was just chosen because the Lord had decided that she was the one. And he had chosen her, but he waited for her yes. And so she said yes, and we call that her fiat, the let it be done to me. And as she goes throughout her life, I'm sure there were many days of great joy being Jesus's mom, but of course we all know there were also many days of great, great sorrow. And each day that she went through and continued to stay by her son and to endure the mission that the Lord had chosen for her, even though it was difficult and even though it was sorrowful, each of those was a reaffirmation and a confirmation of her fiat, the one that she had given so long ago. Because she said yes to being the mother of Jesus, but she said yes to all of it, everything that she knew was coming, and then everything that she didn't know was coming. And when there were great times, she rejoiced and was so happy for that. But when there were sorrowful times, she did not shy away from her yes. She did not think that the Lord had picked the wrong person. She did not give up or walk away. She trusted in the Lord's plan, even though probably there were days when she didn't know what was going to happen and she wasn't sure how she could endure the suffering that she had to endure. And I think that is such an important message for all of us to remember, because so many times in life we say yes to things that we're really, really excited about or that seem really great, or we think that the Lord is opening these doors and giving us these opportunities and we're all in and it's great and it's exciting and we say yes. But then as soon as things start to get hard, and especially when things get really hard, we start to question, like, Lord, Are you sure? Did you pick the right person? Or maybe this is God telling me that I'm not supposed to be doing this. Or, clearly God didn't want this because I'm suffering so much. And if the Lord wanted this in my life, if he wanted me to, be able to accomplish this or do whatever it is, it would be easier. But we can look to Mary as our role model and be profoundly reminded that even though we know the Lord never perfectly wills and wants us to suffer, he does not want the pain in our life. He does not will that for us, but he does permit it. And sometimes that's part of the gig. And so in my life right now, I am in the process of working through some edits on a book that I believe the Lord very clearly and very explicitly asked me to write. And when I was pitching the book and when they were saying yes and I was getting my book contract, I was over the moon and so excited. And I said yes, like, Lord, if you want me to do this, I've never done nonfiction before. I've never written for Catholic moms before in this sort of capacity. And I'm ready. I'm going to try and do what you ask me to do. And boy, oh boy, I am in the throes of getting through these edits that are so challenging. And I am really, really struggling. And there have been so many times where I stop and think to myself, like, Lord, is this really what you want for me? Like, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, why does this hurt so much? Why is this so challenging for me? And I just want to give up. And Mary has been gently reminding me in a very, very profound way this week as I have been working through meditating on her seven sorrows and preparing for this presentation that I'm giving at our parish tonight, that my yes to the Lord meant everything that I didn't see coming. It meant all of the good, all of the excitements, all of the milestones that feel amazing, but then it also means some of the hardship. And so as you go through your life and the next weeks, and particularly as you journey through Lent this year, I encourage you to sit and think about where in your life is the Lord asking you to confirm your fiat, even though it's really painful and uncomfortable and challenging right now. Where is the Lord asking you throughout the season of Lent to stop resisting the pain, to stop wanting to give up, to stop trying to look for an easier way, but to say, okay, Lord, I said yes to this, and that means I say yes to all of it. The good days and the bad days, the blessings and the sorrows. And if we can journey with Mary through Lent this year and grow closer to Christ by confirming our fiat every single day, I think that it will be a fruitful and blessed Lent for you. That's all I have for you today. I'm Maria Riley, just a sinner in the throes of trying to be a saint.